Welcome to this new Addon Spotlight. Did you know that there's a new free update for the TBM-930? If not, then you're on this right video, right? Because that's something we're gonna look at. So the free update has been released a few days ago already. So where to get it from? Well, it's relatively easy, right? You go to the marketplace and then of course you need to find to this whole kind of resource. Because there are so many updates, right? There are so many new stuff being added, which is great. So to make it easier, you can go to the aircraft, and inside the aircraft you will find the turboprops, and that's where you'll find the TBM-930 enhancement. The TBM-930 enhancement adds a lot of cool things, right? So it says it adds the realistic split PFD operations to the Daher TBM-930 and adds several other systems, or let's say optimizations to this aircraft. However, there's one thing which you need to keep in mind, and that's this sentence. It says, using this package will increase the system resource usage by the aircraft, right? So it will have an impact on your machine. So if you're using a low spec machine, then this might not be, I would say, an update which you want to install, but of course you can always try it. The cool thing is, since it's free, you can simply press get and download, right? Then we'll start downloading the package in the background, and as it's, I would say, it's kind of pretty small, right? It shouldn't take that long to be installed. Once it has been installed, you can of course start Flight Simulator, and then you can, I would say, try it out yourself. So I'll pause the recording, then I'll load the aircraft, and then I will show you what has changed. So here we are, right, with the TBM-930 standing, I would say, parked on a nice airport with the, I would say, Airbus 320, right, taking off. The rest is, I would say, pretty silent airport, also a really small one, right? So let's go inside, right? Because the TBM already looks beauty, and let's see what we can figure out what has changed. So first of all, of course, we need to, let's say, get some power in the aircraft, right? So let me remove the yoke. There's always, or sometimes it's, let's say, a challenge to find it, but in most cases it's over there. And let's see if we can power on the aircraft. Because then we can see, okay, what has actually changed, right? So you can see that from this perspective, it looks like that they updated the dashboard itself already, because it looks, I would say, a little bit sharper and a little bit more detail, which I would say is really cool, right? So if we would hover over here, you can see the buttons over here, and on this top, that's where we need to be, right? Because we need to have, I would say, some battery power, because that's what we need to start the aircraft and actually see the changes. So if you don't know where you need to be, right, you can always, I would say, use the checklist, and the checklist can be found on the top, right? If you go to this one, you will see the checklist, and then you will see that the checklist has been enhanced a lot, right? You can go to it if you want, but you can also, let's say, skip it, right, and then go to the next one, because this is the crash bar, right? So the crash bar needs to be up. Because then you can switch on the different options, such as the battery, etc. Right, so the engine generator, we leave it off for now. Once you've done that, right, let me hide the list. This is where you find the changes, right? This is the system. It's the system working title 106. There's also, of course, in this case, the navigation data, which is based on a Navigraph. That one expires at the 22nd of February 2023, and then we'll get a new version. So let's push a button, right? So this is how it looks like, right? So kind of impressive, right? The HSRS alignment, etc. already takes place, right? So we don't need to spend time on that. But here you can see a lot of changes. So you've got the active display, right? And this one is on standby mode. You can see all the things related to the engines. And of course also here the cabin pressure. And below that we can see the fuel quantity, as well as the electrical power, as well as the trims, right? And of course the flap position, the elevation, and the rudder position. So I like it, right? So I like all the enhancements which they made. And you can control this part of the display using the screens below that one, right? You can see a screen here for the co-pilot, another one for you, and you can activate split also on these screens, right? So these ones are the PFD homes, and these are, I'd say, the enhancements which they also have added, right? So this is already cool, but this makes it even nicer, and you can simply, let's say, switch on and off. And you can also go to the MFD, right? And the MFD, well, that's where you can also get some more information, but that's this one. So the main thing which they added is the split screen to this part, right? And you can control that using the PFD option, then go to split, and then it will have the full split as the normal aircraft or the actual aircraft also has. From here, you can go to the PFD map settings or the PFD settings themselves, right? You can either do it like this, or you can go via the PFD settings over here, because that's where you've got the same options as you have over here, right, on this screen. So it makes it easier to see what it's doing, right? So, for example, you can activate the HSI map, and then once you've done that, right, you can switch on other things like the weather overlay, the WX overlay. You can set the terrain data to off, absolute or relative. You can change the data link settings, although that doesn't work yet. Maybe that starts to work in the future. And of course, you can go to more to activate the other options like the traffic, etc. And let's say this looks really cool, right? It has let's say a small performance impact, at least on my machine. Doesn't guarantee that the impact is also small on your machine. So give it a try. If you don't like it, you can always remove it, right? So let me show you how to do that. So we're going to go back to the main screen, right? And then we go to the marketplace, because the marketplace contains or we're not going to the marketplace because we don't want to install it. We want to remove it. How to do that? Go to your profile. Inside the profile, you can go to the content manager, and there you can check this box which says, hey, show me the stuff installed. Then the easiest way is to search for 930, although then you still get a very long list, as you can see, right? You can see the TBM-930, you can see another TBM-930, another one, but that's being caused by the fact that I've selected this option, right? So keep that in mind. Depending on the option you select, you might see less or more items, but when you fully scroll down to the bottom, here you can say, okay, I want to delete this package. That will revert it back to the, let's say, original install. And then in that case, you are, let's say, back to normal, I would say. So again, how to get it? Really easy. Go to the marketplace, airport. There you will find it under now I can't see it, of course, because I already bought it. You can find it on the turboprops, and then you can simply install it and have fun with it. Here ends this video where we shortly looked at this new free add-on for the TBM-930. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, then consider to use the like button. If you've got questions or comments, then feel free to post them in the comment box below. And if you want to stay up to date about new videos I'm posting, then make sure that you're subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.